This is Amber Laura from litlybear.com. Welcome to our second segment on practice editing. In the first segment, we took a look at this passage that I wrote. Her hair was hard to define, maybe yellow, maybe brown. It depended on the light. The length of it fell just above her shoulder. So yeah, okay, this passage is okay. It's not great. It could be more descriptive, more colorful. It could really use some more cohesion and some rhythm. And so in this segment, I promised to offer up a potential revision for that passage. And more than that, I wanted to talk about how important it is, how necessary it is to be deliberate and thoughtful in your word choice and sentence building when drafting a united and rich piece of writing. And in order to do that, I thought instead of offering just one potential revision, I would give you three. So here they are. We'll take a look at the first one. Her hair was well interesting, to say the least. An off-shade of dishwater. The cut was boyish, sticking out below those unfortunate ears. Okay, so already this is so much better than the original. It is a little bit more descriptive. The reader is seeing the subject a little bit better in their mind's eye. But it's, when you read it, it's so angry and it's antagonistic and it's just mean-spirited. And that really pulls the reader in. And that's because the words that were used were meant to evoke emotion and to invite the reader's curiosity. What's the relationship between the narrator and the subject? Why is it so catty, so hard? What happened? And right away, you've hooked them. Okay, so we'll take a look at the second example. Her hair was hard to define. Maybe yellow, maybe brown. I never was a poet anyway. All I know, I couldn't get the image of it out of my head all day. Okay, so I deliberately wanted to choose or to create a passage like this because it's actually not much more colorful or descriptive than our original, yet it is giving the reader so much more information anyway. The narrator is saying they've never thought to describe or ever wanted to describe a woman's hair, but they're going to try anyway, even if it's not very good, because they're so compelled to do it, because they can't stop thinking about it. And so there's just a little bit of background. There's a little bit more. The reader's actually getting a little bit more information from the narrator than about the subject, but they're so curious. They're so curious about why she had such an effect on the narrator. Again, you've hooked them. We'll go to the third. Her hair was impossible to replicate. A golden yellow under the open sky, a tawny taupe at dusk. It played against her shoulders as if alive, the strands splaying artlessly across her neck. Okay, so first of all, we really are getting a painting here. Now we're finally getting that full description, all that color, all that imagery in that original passage. The golden yellow, the tawny taupe, it's playing against the subject's shoulder as the narrator's watching her. So the reader can really see this in their mind. But again, we're pulling them in with some emotion because the reader could take this two ways, as could the writer. The narrator could be saying this with some jealousy or with some adoration. And again, so you're seeing a lot of tone and mood come out immediately. And the reader wants to know why the narrator is starting this way, why they're describing it this way, what's their end goal. And they're curious. Again, what's going on? Okay, so the point of doing three potential examples wasn't to show that one was necessarily better than another, or that this was a complete list. That's the thing with editing. There are innumerable ways that you could rewrite this passage. None of them are going to be on their own necessarily any better or worse than another. There isn't going to be one perfect one. It all depends on where you want your story to go, because each of these is offering a different perspective of a different story. And that's what's really important. If you were trying to get across a catty narrator and you chose this passage or this passage, disconnect there. Your reader missed that moment. And so that's why it's really important to use your words carefully. So that's all for this segment. I look forward to seeing you next time.